start it on the YouTube. And we're back.
We're fucking back.
So we were streaming to the Touch It YouTube, so you can check out the first half there. And we're also streaming to James's personal page as well, which is fantastic.
I mean, just follow me on Facebook, and you probably catch a few little error streams like that. In our time.
It's all right. In a little bit, once it all renders out or whatever, we'll share it back to the Touch It page. So just to give you a recap, Dave brought in more poison. He's been poisoning us, which is great. I'm actually feeling like, I don't think it's drunk. I literally feel the same way you would feel if you drank radiator fluid. So Dave has given us something that's obviously hasn't been checked by any Australian authorities, because the only symbol I can recognise on here is a communist star from like the 1960s, and the rest is just indiscernible Chinese jargon. That's there's nothing on here that suggests anyone in Australia has seen this besides Dave and now us. And
so Dave, where did you buy that from? Was that from like a bottle shop?
Buy is a very strong word. Okay, so basically, Dave was embalming some Chinese nationals. They gave him a little bit of like leftover fluid. And that
is my legit concern, because this is supposed to be. You went to a grocer.
I acquired it. Yes.
You went to. You went to a grocer and you've turned up with something that tastes alcoholic, but you shouldn't be able to buy just booze at a grocer.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that this is potentially like a cleaning product that you bought from a grocer that tastes alcoholic.
Okay.
No, look.
You want the nanny state. You want people to have authority over you.
I want
when
some
it comes
kind
to
of
alcohol.
regulation to stop me from dying. That's what I want.
So like, some cars run on ethanol, but we can get drunk on ethanol as well. So we're like, yes, this is made for a small car in China, but it's fit for human consumption if you have a tiny little bit. And we've had more than a fucking tiny little bit. So look, because it's going to be people just tuning in now that they're not going to rewatch this other thing we share later. So all right, have another one of these. Now, I will just say the last one was absolutely fucking horrific. It's basically like a ball that is more like testicular cancer than ball at this point. You touch it a little bit, it oozes out green stuff that burns you a little bit.
You got to be careful, folks.
Yeah, you got to be careful to accept things from Dave, okay? If Dave is like, oh, it's great, I acquired... When Dave says, I acquired it, okay, scrutinize a lot. Where did you acquire it from? Did you get it from a mower store? Did you get it because, like, I don't know, you're cleaning, like you're degreasing an engine? Or did you get it because, like, it's fit for human consumption? Most likely not.
There are a lot of Chinese symbols. I do not read Mandarin very well.
And lest we forget, if anyone's listened to a last podcast we did where we basically dissected Dave's life, Dave did poison an entire Chinese apartment complex. Okay, so he has a history.
Some say poison, other people say...
Poison. Yeah, exactly. Some people say poison. The coroner also says poison. Okay, so let's fuck, dude. This is actually me. I felt really like I had so much mental clarity coming in here. Okay, now you've given me this. It's like, when sometimes like you get steam on your face and they say it opens your pores. Okay, I feel like that, but on the inside of my mind. Okay, it feels like my brain is fucking humid right now, and I've never felt this sensation before. It's really weird. As a guy who's like a part-time alcoholic, this is a very strange sensation, Dave.
I've done a lot of drugs, and this doesn't feel like any of them. So
There is nothing natural about this. Like, I like it. My brain just feels kind of fucked, okay? Like, I did a whip it when I was like 13, and it sent me to another dimension for a second. And this has literally bought me a fucking beach residence in another dimension. Like, my brain can't leave. I'm fucking locked in here now, okay? All right, Dave.
All right. We got to go through the
Because
ritual.
Dave hangs out with a lot of weird schizophrenic people. Are they normal before you give them this fucking shit, Dave? Are we going to be another ranting lunatic on the side of the road?
Just gulp it down.
Man.
It's fine. It's fine.
How did it take? Because I never
For the
actually got it all the
podcast.
way in my mouth. I bit it and then it
Yeah, basically, it jizzed green liquid all over James's
into my beard.
I know, dude.
Oh my God.
Like, it was so bad. Like, James is going to be like all colors of the fucking rainbow. He's ginger bits. Dude, you're going to look like a leprechaun by the end of this. It's going to be so fucking good. All right, okay, so...
So can you just swallow it?
No,
Yes.
don't. Dude, like the last Japanese snack, okay, we're not joking. The last Japanese snack said, do not swallow whole because it expands in your throat and kills you. Like, it literally said the deadly Japanese snack. The one thing I do remember, okay, from my last life before I had a shot of this shit, was that you do not swallow this whole. Do not swallow it whole, dude,
All right.
okay?
So you just threw it in and started chewing.
Absolutely, man. Like, you
And
need...
what was the initial?
It was terrible. Like, dude, it was like one of the worst things I've ever done. Like,
Oh
man,
my
there
God.
is like guys in fraternities right now eating other people's shit. And I would honestly, as a 34-year-old man, rather be doing that fucking juvenile hijinks than fucking putting this to my lips one more fucking time. It's terrible.
Say what you want about Two Girls One Cup. At least they were getting views.
Yeah.
We're doing this for nothing.
So guys, 3 guys, no audience. So here we go. So how do we do this,
cheers.
Dave? Oh, fucking cheers.
Oh my God.
So we say 3, 2, 1, Gung Bei.
So Dave made us say cheers because legally now we've consented.
3, 2, 1, Gung Bei.
Hey. Oh my god. It's not good. It's really not good. It just tastes like, imagine if you got a surgical glove and mixed it with skin from a dead person. That's the consistency. It's not good, man. You know, the plastic taste you get from really, really old plastic bottles, and you know you're just drinking cancer. That's like, imagine concentrate of that. It's like fucking cordial. It's like just slurping that shit down. Like, I know I'm not a healthy guy, and
It's
I've
making
shaved.
my eyes water, dude.
I've shaved a lot off my life. Just taking the lid of this bottle has made the room more humid. It's
The skin is so gross, dude. It tastes like a callus. It tastes like I'm chewing a callus. That's creamy with like pus, dude.
It's like in the 1880s. If you have a goiter, you just got to get a good mate to bite it off. That was
Christ.
so bad, Dave.
That is one of the most horrific things I've ever put in my mouth.
Oh.
I need to muster some favor when it comes to this this whole Chinese thing.
Oh my
I've done something that's maybe a bit wrong to the Chinese government.
Okay,
And-
so look, for anyone that hasn't watched 50 hours of our other very unsuccessful podcast, Dave started an umbrella corporation for people to launder money from China in Australia, and the ATO's like, you got to give us back the ABN, dude. He also was like basically buying baby formula to send over, then tried to make his own baby formula as well, and now he teaches Chinese kids how to speak English incorrectly over the internet. Okay, so Dave is like pretty much like, if the Chinese government's doing so well, and they chose Dave as the sleeper agent,
Yeah.
like what am I doing? Like, so there's some Chinese Dave going, I talked to him. He's a nice guy.
Oh my God.
So Dave, how have you wronged the Chinese government? Because legitimately, it sounds like I'm making all this stuff up. Dave has an inability to lie. So he won't tell us where he got this from. If he doesn't say where he got it from, it's technically not a lie. So if he shrouds it in mystery. But so,
Yeah, that is the thing. He doesn't want to lie, but he also doesn't want to tell the truth. He just tries to find loopholes for everything.
He does. All right, so Dave, how have you wronged the Chinese government?
Well, it might be construed that I've wronged the Chinese government. I've formed quite a strong bond with the Chinese people, and I don't want to jeopardize that. But I've had to say something, and I've had to do something recently, and it might be misinterpreted.
Okay, so like, all right, so besides poisoning your friends and all the other weird hijinks that you get up to on a daily basis. Like,
Just bringing the entire nation of China into disrepute.
So like,
Apart
okay,
from
so
that-
like, so I'm just gonna just do like a little snapshot. So like, Dave is a guy who's had head lice for 4 years at one point. He's wrapped up a heavily autistic woman in kebab foil and she shit herself. And Dave is like also like lived in a cult. He's done like his mum was a witch at one point. It's like he's lived such an eclectic, strange, like beautiful, and but I don't know, just a very idiosyncratic life. And for you to do all those things, not think those things are particularly weird. What in God's fucking name has happened recently? And like, oh, this isn't good. Like, I have no idea where your standards of not good are at.
You call it weird, but I'd like to ask, what's normal?
Okay.
You know, what is normal?
I'll
That's
give you that,
just the
Dave.
construct.
I think we can just say not you. I think that at this point, it's easier to point out what is not normal
Yeah.
than what
Can
is.
I just say, as much as I hate that, I've kind of want to keep this buzz going. It's so like, dude, have you ever accidentally smelt too much kerosene in one go? Because that's the high I've got right now, dude.
It is almost like a petrol, like
No, it
you
is.
wind down the window when mum's filling up the tank.
Dude.
You just take a couple of big huffs.
Dude, this is weird. This is the weirdest because it's this alcohol. Because this is the weirdest drunk I have ever felt in my whole life.
I would like to attempt to read the back, if I may. If I may, please let me try to decipher what this is.
To the Chinese people.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay,
Tell some good tales,
All right.
Brady.
So
Tell
to
some
get
good
back on the
tales.
narrative path, Dave. Okay, so you've done something that you think is a little bit strange that the Chinese government.
56% volume.
Fucking hell.
So it's like vodka and a half.
Fuck,
Is
dude.
this what people were dying from?
In China? Yeah, well, people, you can die from carrots. You can die from eating carrots.
Is this what they give your second kid with the one-child policy? If he can survive this, he's got strong enough genetics to be part of our master race. All right, Dave.
Okay.
So what have you done recently that you think the Chinese are going to perceive as not being so cool?
Well, they might misread what I've done. What's happened is... Okay, I can give you some options.
Yeah.
All right. The election happened.
Yeah.
And there's the United Australia Party, Clive Palmer.
Yeah.
He was he's spending quite a bit of money.
Okay,
with-
so for anyone that doesn't know, he's the big boy who spent 60 mil, didn't get a seat, then afterwards said, I didn't even want a seat. So totally believe it, Clive. They just they totally save face. Like, if you're going to spend that much money and you've got so many like PR people looking after you, can you think of a better excuse than that? Oh, I didn't. You can't fire me. I quit. Like, dude, 60 million to have no effect. Like, what a fucking idiot. So anyway, that political genius, yes.
And some of his ads were probably a little bit xenophobic, would you say?
Some of these ads were just like the lowest production value. Oh my god, someone. Okay, so I hate getting off the narrative path like so much, but like we need to cut to the screen. Are we on there?
Yeah. Spicy Dave's social juice for humans.
Oh my fucking god! I can't believe we've one got people watching, but two people that are funnier than us watching. Whoever did that is a fucking genius.
It's Jackson again. What a king.
Oh really?
Well done,
Fucking
Jackson.
crushing it, man. Okay, cool. So you were working for the United,
United Australia Party.
Okay, so like the party that got 0 seats, and then on election day they had one of the people expose themselves in the fucking high school.
That was
So,
not
yeah.
me. I would like to stipulate that.
Okay, but you're in that elk,
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
good amongst peers.
And I'd like to say I love Asian cuisine as I love Asian people, and those xenophobic ads do not represent me.
Okay, so like, what sort of work were you doing
You
for
look
the
like
United?
you're really enjoying the Chinese cuisine, Dave. Oh my god, dude.
Fucking hell, dude! I've actually like
Asian culture. Thank
guys.
you.
You know, in like the 1880s, when you get like a fever and they know you're gonna die, and all they can do is get a woman in a bonnet to like get a wet cloth on your head and just pat you until you die of fever dream related illness. That's what I fucking feel like now. Like I'm a sweaty dude and I've never perspired like this. It's not normal or good. I just feel like I'm sweating out motor oil at the moment.
I'm a regularly sweaty man, and this is unnaturally warm.
Dude, it's really. I just want to reiterate, it's really fucking weird. Actually, a good mate of the podcast, a guy called Rummy. Yeah, you should check out some of his stuff. Like, just type in Jessica's Burgers. He's the handsome guy. So yeah, he was. So I've actually fucking forgotten my point. Jesus Christ, this has actually fucked my brain. Like, I worked in radio for 10 years and like all I learned was like narrative, give stuff on task, and I'm like, yeah, Rummy's a handsome guy, and that actually pushed the other thoughts out of my head.
I feel like Brady's on my wavelength.
Jesus Christ,
Finally, after all these years,
Did you just
we're
give me
getting some simpatico.
Did you
Very
just
good.
give me pure immunization and turn me autistic, Dave? Is that what-
It's just all the vaccinations.
Oh, Mercury. Dave finally fucking wins. Okay, so you're working for the United
Yeah.
Palmer Party, right?
And, why did I do it? Was it because I'm in extreme poverty and I need $100? Or am I trying to bring down Australia's greatest threat to democracy?
Actually, you know what? This actually can get a little bit circular because, like, he was very, very anti-Chinese, right? Because he thinks they're, like, anti-competition and they're, like, infiltrating the Australian government and all that sort of stuff. Then he's employing all these, like, what I'd say is completely useless shills all over the country that know nothing about politics, utterly incompetent. They're just people that want $100, like, fucking just idiots that are willing to ruin their own reputation and work for this completely
And ruin
reprehensible
their own
fraud.
country too.
Yeah,
It's just
exactly.
like, well, I know that this is, an election that decides who governs us,
Yeah.
but I do need $100.
Let's get a
Or-
complete
or-
fucking moron with no morals or no sense of how they're perceived by the outside world. But he spent $60 to $80 million, hired David Gardner, and the result was no seats. So, Dave, maybe
Yes,
the Chinese
yes.
are going to be
Yeah.
very, very happy with
But,
you.
are they morons or are they these highly intelligent people trying to bring it down from the inside?
Okay, so that's
I'm behind enemy lines, baby.
So Dave just said, or are they highly intelligent people trying to bring it down from the inside? After that's exactly what I said for about 3 minutes leading up to that point. So Dave's just like, or is it what Brainy just said because I'm too much of a fucking idiot to listen to 3 sentences and put the meaning together? Yes, they're all very highly intelligent, Dave. I think you just proved it right there. All right. Let's go to some comments because my brain literally needs a break. Now it sounds like I'm playing it up for the podcast, but I'm actually fucking worried. Like I remember the first time I ever did MDMA and I didn't realize what was happening. Like, dude, James, is this like really weird for you as well? Like,
There's more. It seems like...
dude, it's like a poison high. Like it's very.
I think we
odd.
may not even be broadcasting. Maybe we're hallucinating all of this.
We've got
Okay.
the videos too that we can
So
cut back.
can we go to like like we got to interact with the comments. We got to interact with the people. They're going to be calling the ambulance for us.
Well, Chris says put this shit on 4chan, and I think that at least then we'll have people watching. So it's probably a good move, Chris. Katie said, "Yeah, Dave. # Team Dave." Katie, you're now banned from the show.
Katie, aka another Chinese operative.
She's also undercover, trying to bring the podcast down.
Exactly.
And then Adam says bottled bubonic, which I assume he means the plague, and it would be pretty close.
No, but like it's not the bubonic plague because even the bacteria that caused the plague would not survive this shit.
Yeah. This is actually the cure to cancer.
Well,
But it also kills you. It
Yeah,
kills the
exactly.
cancer, but it also kills you.
in the same way a bullet to the brain is a cure to a lot of life's ills. Okay, so Dave brought in some videos that he wants us to play. So again, I don't know what this is, but I will say at the end of last year, Dave bought a pretty good documentary camera. Now I have it's really weird because like Dave is a lot of people have seen Dave do stand up. Sometimes they see him and they're like, this guy is a genius. And then every other time they see him, they're like,
he's a genius too.
They're like,
very good.
was that another guy that just sort of looked like Dave? Because this fucking idiot not doing bits with just like shaving cream all over his face, pretending to be Santa Claus, like crying and hiding underneath the stage, which is like, it sounds like I'm like embellishing, using hyperbole. All these things have happened. It could not have been the same guy. All right, so like our good friend Liam Callan said Dave Gardner is the Benjamin Button of comedy because Dave started real good and then he turned into this, right? So he's developing in reverse now.
Experimenting.
As
Failure is healthy. Failure is healthy,
okay,
people.
As a filmmaker as well, I watched one of Dave's like first things that he come up, and it was this like brilliant thing. It was very John Safran-esque. It was like a very hungry beast. It was like legitimately really fucking impressive. It could have been broadcast. And now, okay, I'm going to let you guys decide. It's turned to this, okay? So whatever the fuck James is about to play.
Which file am I going to use, Dave?
Okay, that's a JPEG, so that isn't a film.
They can't see the screen.
Yeah.
I'm getting it ready and then I'll move it across.
VLC.
Oh my god! Like, yeah, VLC is the player. It's not a file.
VLC me?
Okay, all right. So guys, okay.
This is-
so just keep in mind, Dave shot this. Me and James have not seen it. It does not reflect anything me or James believe. Even in my fucking fever dream, fucking drinking embalming radioactive Chernobyl shit, fucking water. Like, I still have enough mental wherewithal to go. I just want to distance myself from this just to begin with. Okay, so James, are you in the same boat or?
I have
A united front with Dave.
no.
Yeah,
United
like,
Front is very like pointed hood type shit. So I'm just gonna say I don't know what this is, and again I don't feel like I'm really here.
Yeah.
So let's.
So this is my marketing manager for the day about the election campaign, Peter Hoare, the serial pest, and all publicity is good publicity. He's done a lot of front page articles.
Yeah, I'm sure. Harvey Weinstein would agree with you there. So same with Bill Cosby. All right, so let's cut to the video of Dave working for fucking Clive
This is
Palmer.
his pitch to what we need to do.
Okay.
Communism is alive in Australia, isn't it insane? Because we are the sleeping communist giant. Hey, how much is that worth? Hey? Communism alive in town.
Am I having a stroke, or was none of those things that he made sounds about? It's spacebar. Yeah. I want to know if I'm like having an aneurysm from this stuff, or is none of the syllables that he like slurred together actually words? He said communism and smiled, and you said a bunch of like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm like leaving reality right now, or that's actually what happened. You got to fill us in, Dave.
Okay, so with Peter, he was basically my handler for the day. He managed me.
Yeah. He was your handler.
Yeah.
And this man can't be trusted.
No.
This man, he used to get up at open mic comedy nights
Yeah.
with like a section of the newspaper and then just scream and then read aggressively the horse racing odds. And that was apparently
Avant-garde
stand-up.
art.
So like,
you like
if you guys
traditional
type
shit,
in,
app.
if you guys type in the serial pest, this idiot will come up. And like, look, usually I don't like to slag off people directly, but I really don't like this guy. He's fucked up the Formula One. He's fucked up the V8 supercars. He's fucked up the Socceroos. And like, he just spends most of his time talking incoherently to Dave and getting $100 of Clive Palmer. Okay, like, somehow he was your boss. Like, how the
Two
fuck?
sides to every story.
It's like if like James joined like the fucking National like Wildlife and Park Service and Ivan Milat was his boss. Like, I don't understand, how did he get in a position of authority above you? Like maybe Clive Palmer was really not trying to get seats. Like, this is like definitive fucking evidence.
I'd just like to say that Peter Hoare is not a convicted murderer like Ivan Milat. So he's a good guy. And
Oh no! Okay.
I
So
still get a lift
no.
with him.
The first thing Dave said is true. The second thing he said is definitely not true. Okay, he's not murdered anyone, but he's not a good guy. All right.
Oh, fucking hell, what do you need, Brady?
Oh,
I give you
okay.
treats.
His
You're
name-
not dead.
his name-
Enjoy it.
All right. Yeah, we'll leave that. Okay. So, do you have any other videos, Dave?
Yeah, I've got a couple more.
All right. Cool.
All right, let's go to down
So
to here.
I get into the inner sanctum of the Clive Palmer party.
Second one here.
Yeah, try that.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we're about to check out another video about Dave's day helping Clive Palmer for $100.
So that's Peter Hoare over there in the car.
Oh, working fucking hard. Yeah, cool. In the car, fucking having a fucking bomb.
All right, so is that it? Is that the whole video?
I'm just giving you a taste of the day of what we did.
No. I think Dave was recording that to send to Clive and say,
Yeah.
Peter Hall wasn't doing his job, so I think I should get 150 instead of him getting.
Clive's just like, guys, I've met you both. Peter's going to still be your boss, Dave. So is there any other videos? I'm keen to check out some more.
Do you remember the Al Jazeera expose about One Nation?
This one here?
Yeah.
we go there.
Okay, so for anyone that doesn't know, Al Jazeera, which is like the BBC of the East, did like a 3-year undercover investigative journalism sting on the One Nation Party when they went over to the States to visit the NRA and try to acquire $20 million to water down Australia's gun laws, and it was broadcast earlier this year. That is the only coherent sentence I think I'm ever going to be able to say in my life again. I feel weird. All right, let's play this shit.
So there are some.
So all we can hear is birds screeching because you're using the worst microphone ever. And your hot input there, which is the best DVD commentary of all time, there's birds.
Were you supposed to show us something here?
Okay. Previously, you can see Peter Hoare. He's with the media, a photographer from the Newcastle Herald.
Yeah.
And I orchestrated that. I went over to the photographer and said, hey, like there could be some media coverage about this whole journey with Peter Hoare. I'm bringing it down from the inside.
So this is him over here, yeah? I think I found him. He's over here being interviewed, apparently.
Also, James, you don't know this, but if you left click, it makes a big circle come out for all the broadcasters. Yeah. So
over there.
Yeah.
There he is.
Can you see it happening?
Yeah, Peter Hoare.
Yeah.
So some people might say that Peter Hoare and I were just making these desperate attempts to make $100 each. Or are we bringing it down from the inside? I'll let you decide.
Oh my god.
Okay, so do you have any other videos? Because like, okay, if I was Al Jazeera, right, and I've like funded you millions of dollars over 3 years, and you gave me this, I haven't had many state-sanctioned killings in Qatar for a long time, but I think this would be the first one in a long time. And I think everyone in the Democratic Republic there would be absolutely happy with you fucking dying for the waste of taxpayer dollars, because this is the worst, dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I'm redeeming myself.
Oh my god, look at his face! Dave, like, as a thin dude, why is your face so fucking fat? Like, it makes no fucking sense, dude. You have no body fat at all. But apparently it's like all in your neck. I don't understand. Fucking hell.
This does look like one of those Veritas videos from the 2016 US presidential election where that weird dude went in and he was like, I'm busting everyone. It's this kind of shit where they're having beers and snitching.
So I question authority here. This is Jeff Scully, a candidate for the Clive Palmer party.
All right, let's have a watch of it.
Great questioning, Dave.
That's it. What's the one ran into like that?
We could skip ahead. Maybe to the last 5 seconds.
Okay, the
Next time we're going to run public forums every single month in Newcastle to find out what everybody needs. Good on you, brother.
I'm giving a thumbs up of defiance.
Himself, like Mr. Scully.
Yeah, very good. So exposed.
So did you give us
What is
like
that?
did you give us noxious poison just to like dumb down our intellect to a point where we won't question you when you say this is on the same sort of like wavelength and caliber that the Al Jazeera like fucking sting operation of One Nation was? It's you sitting there in the noisiest room ever, and then you give the guy a thumbs up.
You really put the screws to him, Dave. Keep
It's
the
like-
bastards honest.
No, he's just there. Dave's just there with the fucking David Duke from the Ku Klux Klan. I fucking snuck it to him. I gave him a hug. Dave, what the fuck?
I also
man?
like how the dude's like seriously trying to make a pitch saying we're going to do monthly forums in Newcastle, you know, next time. And then Peter Hoare's throwing up like weird alien, like schizophrenic spiral hand signals to the camera.
Yeah.
What is this Jeff man thinking? He's like, who have we employed?
So a very funny comedian that we booked some gigs, fucking Billy Darcy, right? He had a comment today saying like he loves being 24 because some of his mates are getting married and some other mates never had a girlfriend. Depending on who he hangs out with, he could feel like a legend or a loser, right? Like, do you hang around with Peter Hall, so you don't seem so mental in comparison? Is that it, Dave? You'd be like, look, I can't have self-improvement, and if I bring someone worse, I won't seem like such a fucking idiot.
I won't have to improve.
Is that if you just bring like the mean of everyone down? Is that what you're doing to me and James right now by poisoning us with this shit? Because this is like, I can't emphasize it enough how weird I feel. Like, it is so
I
fucked
tell you what
up.
it feels like. It feels like Dave's gone like, I don't have anything prepared. So I'm just going to get them trashed and then play them something half-assed, and then
exactly.
we'll just see what happens.
Because when we watch this back, like, it'll probably be on our deathbed or like something like that. There's going to be so many
I
things.
think it'll be played in court.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking hell. So when it's been played in front of a jury of our peers, like, we're going to watch it back and be like, why didn't we attack him there, call him an idiot there, say something else derogatory there? It's because, like...
Jury, it's because of this.
Yeah,
Whatever this is.
I think the broadcast ended about 4 hours ago, and I'm just ranting in a corner. Like, I'm currently in Dave's car now with Peter Hall, giving him a fucking hug. Like, was that the plan all along, Dave?
I think we're on a journey together, and you know it's best to do something
just
when
let me
you're
out at
about
the
to
next
die
stop.
that you love to
Yeah.
do.
Like,
And you know, I'm loving this. Are you loving this, guys? Are you loving this?
Some journeys are great, and other journeys are like the band journey, and not so great. So, like, that's definitely the fucking latter. All right, so have you got any more media to show us that makes no sense, or any more shit to poison this with, or?
I think case is closed. And, you know, I brought it down from the inside. If you look at the ratings, you know, we didn't win a seat in Newcastle. And now I'm being charitable. I have some merchandise that we can auction off.
Oh my God.
And make Australia great.
So Clive has said he only wants 60 mil for this. He needs to recuperate some losses.
Exactly.
Yeah, but like 60 mil, you get the hat and the shirt.
United Australia Party.
Now, Dave, have you watched?
Aussies aren't going to cop it anymore.
Well, yeah, what, like cop his party getting a seat anymore? Because like if so, like mission accomplished. All right. So how much are you auctioning this off for? And what great charity is it going to? Or is it going to the charity of Dave getting his bank account?
No. It'll be for stolen wages, people who haven't been paid by Clive Palmer.
So you're gonna send up like $3 to those guys and be like, look, only 65 million more to go. All right.
Look,
James, if we can get this on the camera, okay. So you can win. Oh, the fucking win! Like, okay, what do they have to do? Do they have to give us money?
Yeah,
or...
reserve of $10. Let's say.
No,
Each.
no, I think what Dave's saying is that he wasn't. He went to do this for Clive and then never got paid. So you did it for free. You shielded for Clive Palmer for free.
Some people do a lot of hard labor in the nickel mines. Other people do it putting up flyers to Clive Palmer. And, you know, both are legitimate. And if they don't get paid, well, we got to auction some stuff off, guys.
Wait, so okay, so you're basically saying you didn't get paid like those other guys. So basically, like, well, I'm in the same boat. So when I get this money, obviously I'm one of the workers that need to be paid. So yeah, you just basically give your money to Dave. So if anyone wants to give Dave money for poisoning his friends, feel free. Like, we'll get a little bit of auction going now. Have we had any other comments as well?
We've got yet another graphic sentence.
Let's fucking chuck it up. This is fucking brilliant.
I just need to pull it up.
What do you think about nickel mining? Nickel's pretty light, so it probably wouldn't be too backbreaking, right? Like nickel.
Okay, so here we go. So this is Brady with a huge forehead.
No, it's looking smaller than usual.
Love hardizing Rummy. And then Dave $sign-izing Clive Palmer.
I fucking love that. It's so good. Is that from Jackson as well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You distorted my hair, which is unfortunate.
It's a bit more bald in real life.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you.
Like, I'm getting a forehead boner for Rummy, which is great. So have we got any other comments? Because, like, yeah, if people are participating, we should be reading these bad boys off.
So Elliot says, can we please not have any close-ups of James? Yes, I apologize. Did I press a button? Yes, I did. Was it beautiful? I think so. Yeah, Jackson said, cross live to the viewer submissions. And Chris said, can I fund for a TV behind you to run off the comments? I mean, Dave needs to be paid his $100 first before any money that we earn from this podcast is going to supplement Clive Palmer's already it was super expensive ad campaign.
Yeah. Give generously, guys. Which camera?
Okay.
Give generously, guys. People are hurting. People can't afford things that they need, like more moshi cakes.
Yeah.
Fabian has chimed in. Not the first time Dave secretly recorded someone.
Fabian, I private message you many times and you never respond. You only want to come here and humiliate me.
Okay, so for anyone, so like we will say this because like obviously we're not getting any advertisers for this, but if you do buy this for any amount of money, Dave will drop it off to you. Doesn't matter how far away you are. You can have the lovely Clive Palmer hat. There is some sweat stains on the inside, and here I can smell the anxiety from Dave on it, right? So that's great. And if you do take this away, we'll put anything you want on this back monitor, just provided it isn't like swastikery. So if you buy this for any price, Dave will drop it off, and for 1 week you can have whatever you want on that back monitor there as well.
Fabian just replied to my messages. Go, James.
Yeah, if you are going to buy it, make sure you don't use your real name, email, or phone number because Dave will absolutely track you down.
Yeah. And
he'll force this onto you, and then next minute you'll wake up 3 days later. You have a massive hangover.
Yeah. But look, if he does come by and you don't open the door, he's going to throw this at your window, right? It's very thin glass. It won't break it, but all this acid shit will clean your window beautifully as well. So, like, there is an advantage to doing that as well. Okay, so we got through all the comments?
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Bottoms up.
I'm not doing that again.
Too. Okay, that's what you're doing to a friend. You're making me eat too.
So this is what's going to happen. Dave's going to do 2 of these. He's going to have another shot, and he's not going to be able to leave my house for about 6 months. So this is going to be absolutely fantastic. Thank you for tuning in, Dave. Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Can I teach at your house?
Yes.
Can I
yes.
teach English at your house?
Yes.
Please?
Yes, you can.
Now you're implicated.
Okay, so Dave's doing.
Oh my god, multiple.
Bye-bye.
He's saying that to the
Stop flicking the cream everywhere, dude.
guys, he's saying bye-bye to the mortal realm. All right, so thank you so much for listening. If you want this shit, give us anything, okay? It doesn't even have to be money. And then for return, you can have whatever you want on the back screen for the next time that we're on, which might be before Monday. But the next show, it's going to be not Tuesday again, but we're going to be getting Liam Callanan because we're debuting some big shit, some decent, like not Dave recorded shit is going to be getting debuted on Monday.
Actually, legitimate funny thing. So stay tuned, folks. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, I guess, or like, or I don't know what I'm trash. I need to go.
I don't feel good, and it's mostly mentally.